Who's unmuted? Someone's unmuted. I can hear the sizzle. All right. What's going on, everyone? Hey, happy Monday, and welcome back to another edition of our Monday night online open mic presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. That's right, we are live and alive in the 915. At least I am Richie, project director of Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. Like I said, we're based out of El Paso, Texas, but because of the internet, because of technology, we have to have people join us from all over the country, all over the world. We get global, we get international up in here. Yes, but this is a show, an online show that we've been doing every single Monday since April of 2020. We haven't missed a Monday. Haven't missed a Monday yet. That means we have hundreds and hundreds of shows, and it's always great because we have a lot of regulars and we have a lot of people who come in. And I think today is a nice mix of regulars and people who've been here before, people who join us for our in-person live shows, which does remind me, if you are in the El Paso area, check out our in-person shows. We have up to 2 or 3 a week. In addition to being online every Monday, every Tuesday, we're downtown El Paso. So tomorrow we'll be at Brunette Lounge. That's the basement venue right under Rosewood. That'll be hosted by Rob Nice. Sign up starts at 8 p.m. Show starts by 9 p.m. We're going to be featuring some guests from out of town, indigenous hip hop duo. I'm totally forgetting names right now. I was working on the Instagram post about that. But if you're there, sign up starts at 8 p.m. Show starts after 9 p.m. It's open mic night. Come through. That's also our music and poetry open mic. Shout out to hello, welcome. We got Samuel Wilson in the house, by the way. So yeah, that's the other thing. Because this is all online, please hang out with us in the live stream, in the live chat. As always, when you like the video, comment. Just anytime you interact with a video, it get pushed out to more people, and that's one of the things that we definitely want. So shout out to Samuel Wilson. Shout out to Creative Prop 210. That's the name I'm working with because that's the name I see. We got Ed in the chat as well. He'll be reading. But yeah, I'm all over the place today. But like as I was saying, Tuesday we're downtown. Wednesday we usually have Storycraft. That's our storytelling night. But Fernando, the host, has other things going on, so we're gonna have to postpone that one again. I think that's 2 weeks in a row. But we are gonna have a literary thing going on. I will be performing some poetry with a live jazz band downtown at a venue called The Garrison. That's on San Antonio Street, right by the courthouse. I'll be joined with poets Roberto Santos and Cristela Guerra. Cristela is somewhat newish in town, a reporter, journalist. She has performed at Writers Night at least once before. So yeah, come check that out. We got a live jazz band. And as always, keep up to date with all the stuff we have going on at our calendar, BWOMS.com. All right, so usually, I'm hosting these shows. This is also the part of the show where I talk the most, but this will be the part of the show where I will probably stop talking because I'm going to hand over the keys. I'm going to hand over the reins to today's guest host. He's usually name dropped already at this point in the show, so it's time. And I hear the echo. It's time for Kit Wren. Kit, when you're ready, take it away.
All right. Thank you, Richie. Thank you, everyone joining us. Thanks to everyone who's going to perform tonight. Real happy that you're all here. This is a cool little tradition that we've come up with. It started as necessity, became the tradition, like most of them do. I'm going to turn auto-frame off because that's distracting. That's not working the way I thought it would. August 3rd is a bit of a somber day in El Paso history. For reasons that I'm sure most of you remember and understand. So I'm going to start things off with a cover poem, and it's a cover poem about the aftermath of that day, because in the face of tragedy, we were all unbowed. We continue to be as loud as we can be. So this is by Alessandra Narvaez Varela. It was on Poem Day in 2021, I believe. And it's called 23 Reasons Why Mexicanos Can Still Be Found in the Walmart by Alessandra Narvaez Varela. After Juan Felipe Herrera's 187 Reasons Why Mexicanos Can't Cross the Border, con amor para los 23 del 3 de agosto del 2019, with love for the 23 of August 3rd, 2019. Because we will still travel for a Walmart weekend in Gringolandia. Because we will still buy big pens in bulk. So they last our children until they're 21. Because we will still recognize that 7-Eleven gas lasts longer than Pemex. Because we will still smile when a dog sniffs our bags, troca or traseros. Because we will still sweat into our shoes, jeans, eyes to climb the bridge and say American. Because we will still pack Sabritas, Bonafont, and bedpan in our cars to wait in line for hours to show our green card. Because we will still cross the Juarez to get tacos, tortas, and steaks for the best taste and price. Because we will still lick our fingers before grabbing the wheel to drive back to El Paso. Because we'll still have a love-hate relationship with I-10, the kilometers turning into miles, because we will still whisper paciencia when Chuco people signal right, but don't in fact exit on Hawkins to get to Walmart, because we will still fundraise for our daughter's football team under this sun, because we will still think maldita sea when we see the Equate brand of gain is out, because we will still scoff at the price of avocados and think, esto no puedo ser aguacatejas, because we will still think we're beating the orange man by knowing where to buy what, because we are beating him. We're la frontera, the border. No one looks or does it like us. Because we will still say thank you and gracias, or thank you gracias to the cashier, because we will still be as warm as August, the warmest turned coldest month, because we will still give our backs to bullets so our children and spouses don't die, because we will still feel 23 lives in our next cuero enchinado but stay free. No prison or suicide watch, because we will still leave our screen, wood, and metal doors open to anyone, because we will still walk while brown in a Walmart or Target or Sam's or Ross and walk tall. Because why not? Because heart, because God, because mighty Mexican super raton, because human, because Adolfo Ceros Hernandez and Sarah Esther Regalada Moriel, Alexander Gerhard Hoffman, Andre Anchondo, and Jordan Anchondo, Angie Englesby, Arturo Benavides, David Johnson, Elsa Mendoza de la Mora, Gloria Irma Marquez, Ivan Filiberto Manzano, Javier Amir Rodriguez, Jorge Calvillo Garcia, Juan de Dios Velázquez Chaires, Leo Campos and Maribel Hernandez, Luis Alfonso Juarez, Margie Record, Marina Eugenia Legarreta Roth, Maria Flores and Raul Flores, Teresa Sanchez, Guillermo Garcia. Oh, thank you all for indulging me in that. That was, again, 23 Reasons Why Mexicanos Can Still Be Found in a Walmart by Alessandra Narvaez Varela. But we have a great night of poetry with some music mixed in where appropriate. I love it when you get with both our main genres, two lines, no waiting. And we have people from all over the country, and we're going to start outside of El Paso for our first performer. It's the same mountain range, though, so the world isn't really that big if you think about it. It's cool. It's not that big. So just a hop and skip over the Rockies. We go to Michael Sindler. Michael, when you're ready.
Hey, Kit, yeah, it is the same range, and I got to tell you, the sunsets over it are enough to hang on for just in and of themselves. Um, I thought that was a really, really appropriate way to open. Thank you for doing that. Um, and I also just want to say, whether it's been, a couple months or a couple years or whatever, it's really nice to see people coming back who we haven't seen for a while because they're all missed when they're not here. Um, this first one, try and take us in a little different direction. Called Beneath Our Heels. Beneath our heels, heavy booted or barefoot, a conversing lace of root and mold, of lines and lives interconnected and electric, lay prone or supine, clothed or naked, pressing against earth, eyes shut, breathing in rhythm, Feel the language of terra firma as it dances, flickering from flora to flora, a vernacular of vegetation so unlike our own. Its vibration filling forests, laughing under lawn, tied together in tender terminology, indecipherable, indeterminate telepathy. Press yourself into soil or soft grass carpet. Hide between tall grain stalks hemmed into rows that reach like telegraph lines, bearing news of nature across along acres. Forget all that you can of surface, even as insects, curious creatures crawl in inspection, searching new mass for sustenance. Focus down into firmament. Feel yourself grow roots. Feel them dig through dirt to meet and mingle with mushroom and oak, sassafras and chinaberry, rhododendron and viburnum, iris and ivy and all that is green. Let your soul sing with substratum. Let bacterium germinate, a flowering sense of wonder, bloom and blossom in awed awareness of mutual dependency and community. Open eyes and rise, stand tall, stretch the sky, a shoot turned, sapling turned, tree, drawing inspiration, returning adoration, romance of root entwined in heart, stride on and carry love, subtle song of earth forever in your ear. And this next one's short. It's called Fix What You Can Fix. At least fix what you can fix. When you cannot fix it all, there will always be conflicts. The world runs on conflicts. Living hits everybody hard. Time can't be herded or held. We cobble tents back together to weather the tempest. Okay, and I'm gonna put on the hat. And this poem was written on the occasion of the publication of Frank O'Hara's collected poems. His friend James Schuler wrote this for him. To Frank O'Hara, for Don Allen. And now the splendor of your work is here, so complete, even a note on the type. Yes, total, even the colophon. And now people you never met will meet and talk about your work. So witty, so sad, so you. Even your lines have a broken nose. And in the crash of certain chewed up words, I see you again dive into breakers. How you scared us, no, dazzled us swimming in an electric storm, which is what you were, more lives than a cat dancing. You had a feline grace poised on the balls of your feet, ready to dive, and all of it. Your poems compressed into 20 years. How you charm, fume, blew smoke from your nostrils like a racehorse that had just won a race, steaming, eager to run. Only you used words. Stay up all night? Who wants to sleep? It's not your voice I hear, it's your words I see. Foam flecks and city girders, as once from a crosstown bus I saw you waiting, a cab in light rain, drizzle, as once you gave me a driving lesson and the radio played The Merry Widow. It broke us up, as once under the pie plate tree, Polonia. It broke up. It broke you up to read Sophie Tucker with the Times in a hammock, had a gold tea service. It's way out on the nut, she said, for service, but it was my dream. Okay, thank you very much. Before I let you go, I want to tell you about I publish you. That's a EWE. You saw it there. ipublishyou.com. Because if you just go to that, you can come to my open mic on Friday nights. It starts here on Mountain Time at 9:30 at night. But it's a neat, very mellow place to come. Several people here have been, and some come regularly. I also just want to real quickly put in a word for lighthouseriders.org, who I just think are just an incredible organization, and have something going on for just writers of any genre, any form, any level of, how long you've been doing it or whatever. So thank y'all very much.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much. Yeah, I will vouch for Michael's open mic on Friday. It's a great time. It's a lot of fun, very relaxed. Some familiar faces. So, speaking of familiar faces, we're coming back to the mothership. We're coming back to El Paso for our next performer. He's been reading with us for a little over a year and a half now. We always look forward to him. He's goes to a lot of these open mics all across the country, and he's sort of our ambassador. So we're real happy to see him again. Please welcome Ed Gonzalez to our digital stage. Ed, are you ready?
I am ready, and hopefully you can hear me okay. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. I thought about writing something for the anniversary today, but in general, I usually just sit in contemplation about certain subjects. And the only thing I could come after an hour, the only thing I can come up with is my friend Michael Rydell was talking about his time machine. And I said, yeah, that'd be nice if we could have one of those. But what would you do? I guess that's another thing to think about. But first things first, I want to bring up the BWOMS t-shirts. This one's a kind of a reddish one, a burnt. It's my favorite one. They also come in black. Check out the link tree, get them. They're awesome. Okay, and with that being said, let's see. I want to start with gratitude for BWOMS. Y'all make my Mondays great. I have a few tumble words, which was a really excellent one. Kudos for the tumble words master, Kit Wren, who ran an awesome tumble words. I'm still writing and editing, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Let's see. The first one entitled "Flinging and Dripping." That one isn't under the sub. The other than writing. Oddly enough, my best bud, Large, and I were smoking in his 4x4, Jimmy, before going into Disneyland. A security guard knocked on our window. He opened the window, letting out a large puff of smoke. As the security guard waved the cloud away, he said we could go now. And he said that all the paperwork that would entail from this is ridiculous. So he just kicked us out. We ended up going at an art gallery with a free entrance day. Large roamed around as I focused heavily on the Jackson Pollock's work. You could see the drippings and swipes, and to this day I wondered how he'd come up with that. The next day I purchased a first of many easels. I remember the puddled paint, and to this day it still blows my mind. And even without the aid of Northern California's finest herbal medicine. Okay. My second tumble words is entitled The Arts. The arts are innate, just like memory. If it's a good one, you have to get it out. And I seemed to trade mine for a while I didn't creatively write. I just journaled, and most of my stuff came out on the canvas or in the kitchen. Both of my boys followed suit. They both painted and watched me work with clay and draw on my architecture table. And it wasn't until I came to San Antonio where I gave up my easel and focused on my writing. We also did a fair amount in the kitchen as one of my sons asked questions about gardening and setting up a dry riverbed for his roof drainage. And currently I'm designing a dry pile compost bin for both of us, as we both have plenty of bricks. I can't wait until I find out what my muse has for me next. All right. And my third tumble words, artistic discussion. In discussions with my favorite writers and main characters as well as my fully functional time machine. Most epic works began with enjoying beverages. Tea with Joseph Goldstein. Tequila with Carlos Castaneda and Hank Wesselman upon discussions with Don Juan and Noah about their choices of hallucinogens and travels to other realms. The after party will be held in the forest behind the grand ballroom. It would be a much better venue. BYOB and ayahuasca. That should be fun, right? Okay. Gonna pass on that. I have one final, and I have one really short. Um, this one, asterisk. There is expletives in there. I'm not much for cussing, but it needed to be put. This was entitled Prime, the best. A label I generally stray away from because the universe is handsy, and for me, it's a quick slap in the back to unpretentiousness. But in theater, there is no one on earth or in any other realm that can staunch in this arena. I could be looking for my championship belt, and my brain has dethroned Judah Freelander as world champion. My brain makes constant feed, a biological Google installed. An emotional roller coaster is exhausting. My body and brain reduced to mush. Thankfully, there is our soul, and it has the final say when you experience the bombardment commencing. Don't focus on it. Deter your experience to your breath. Let your cells sit on the charger. Take a mindful walk or sit in contemplation. It's a practice. Self-care. Don't let anything fuck with your chi. Pardon my French. Okay, I got one short cover, and it's from the great Ellen Bass. The world has need of you. And there's a set in the beginning. Everything here seems to need us. Rainer Marie Rilke. I can hardly imagine it as I walk to the lighthouse, feeling the ancient prayer of my arms swinging in the counterpoint to my feet. Here I am, suspended between the sidewalk and the twilight, the sky dimming so fast it seems alive. What if you felt invisible? You felt the invisible tug between you and everything. A boy on a bicycle rides by. His shirt is open, flaring behind him like wings. It's a hard time to be human. We know too much and too little. Does the breeze need us? The cliffs? The gulls? If you manage to do one thing good, the ocean doesn't care. But when Newton's apple fell to the earth, ever so slightly, fell toward the apple as well. Okay, thank you very much, everybody, for your time. If you're looking for any of my stuff, it's Ed Gonzalez Jedi at Substack.com. And always remember to take time for yourself every day, even if it's just for a few cleansing breaths to center yourself. peace and love.
All right, and to you as well. Thank you so much, Ed. Thank you for your time this evening. All right, so we're gonna go up exploring again. We're gonna go to South Euclid, Ohio, and you might think, if you're a movie person, no, South Euclid, that's where David Ward, who directed and wrote The Sting, lives. Or if you're a baseball person, you might think, oh, South Euclid, that's where Steve Stone, the 1980 Cy Young Award winner, lives. You're both right, but I tend to think of South Euclid, Ohio, as the home of Doc Channing. So, who is at least the third most famous person from South Euclid. So, Doc, when you're ready.
Thank you. More like infamous, but that's another story. I just have a few of my own tonight, no covers. I'll begin with Terra Sage. The earth, its consciousness, speaks, and I listen. For there is an ancient intelligence and a silent sacred wisdom within its stones. I am imbued with voices of rivers, of forests, of deserts and seas. I hear age-old stories of sunlight and shadow, of lightning and thunder, of wind and clouds, rain and snow. I am part of all that lives, and my spirit aligns, becomes one with Earth's living soul. I am Earth, and Earth is me. Hearth of Infinity. I am connected to trees and grasses, to the kingdom of plants. I am connected to lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, and all in the animal kingdom. I am connected to land and sea, mountain, desert, and plain, to wind and cloud, rain and snow, sun and shadow. My connections have no boundaries, for nature and I are connected. Connected as part of this living planet. We connect and share life, and we share existence. Part of a living, breathing cosmos, gathered at the hearth of infinity. Existence. I am awareness and a voiceless silence which speaks. I am consciousness, listening to music yet to be written. I am understanding of all which is yet to be learned. I am a dreamer, dreaming past and present and infinite futures. I am a nexialist, interpreting between and among dimensions. I am an unknown quantity, drifting, stravaging through the space-time continuum, seeking answers to unknown questions. And I'm going to finish with the poem that I'm using in this month's pocket poem that I hand out at random. The title is Signals. Life is a series of moments, moments of liminal space between knowing and not knowing, of quiet to observe, to listen, to learn, to become. The first light of dawn, the first life met, songs of the winds, whispers of the trees, silent shapes of clouds, feel of earth under your feet, signals of change, of something new, moments of peace. And I thank you.
right. Thank you, Doc. Is there anything in the civic life of South Euclid that you want us all to know about? Any events coming up?
Nothing specific coming up. I'm not even reading for city council this month because they take off every August on vacation.
Ah,
So I'm
that's
being a little lazy. And in fact, earlier this evening, I just totally stepped out of time
all right.
to another world.
That's a nice trick if you can pull it off.
It happens to me more often than one might think.
All right. Doc Janning, the modern day Bridie Murphy. So we're going to
And
go
no
next.
meds do it.
All right. We're going to go next down to Florida, down to Miami. Hard place to make a living as a writer, but there are a lot of great writers down there. I know the great novelist Lauren Groff, and this woman has been on our show before. She's deep in the archives, somewhere around 2021, 2022, when these shows used to go about 4 hours. We're on a more manageable time frame now, and so we're happy to welcome back to the stage Elisa. So, Elisa, when you're ready.
Thank you. It's good to be back. I'm gonna use this space to try out a few more recent new poems that haven't been read before. The first one's called Isaiah's Embrace. Our bodies must be programmed to reach for someone. Have you seen the way newborn babies turn their faces, mouths opening and closing, tiny baby birds that they are as soon as they sense the skin of another? Rooting, they call this. The primal instinct of an infant to turn towards a mother's sustenance. And what of the way we melt like dripping butter into the arms of lovers? We lean forward into bodies, trust we won't topple over, defying knowledge of gravity in every embrace. What, even, of our cries of despair? This need to be heard, even when we've made sure nobody is around, even in our loneliness, we live aloud, an ancient trumpet calling for our tribe. Have I told you about Isaiah? About the way he washed up on my doorstep? In place of a wicker basket, they handed me a hospital bag filled with girls' clothing, 4 sizes too large. Daddy's little girl was written across the front of one. Forgive me for laughing. This world is a cruel joke for little babies born on fentanyl. Like mother, like son, Isaiah came with track marks. His first 10 days, he was shot up with antibiotics. When I finally whispered, I love you, on the 4th day he was with me, I realized that might have been the first time he heard those words. But I started this poem because I wanted to tell you about his hands. About how, from the first moment I laid eyes on him, he compulsively reached forward and brought his hands around and toward each other, a phantom hug with a phantom mother. He'd reach and stretch and hold his tiny arms in place, fingers just barely touching each other. I've seen babies reach and I've seen babies stretch, but I've never seen babies hold this particular circular pose for as long as this baby does. It's like he's waiting for someone to fill the space, like he knows someone should have initiated the hold first, but he is resilient and unprideful. He will wait patiently. He will make the first move. When I offer him my finger, which my own son used to love to grab, Isaiah is unresponsive. He doesn't know what it's for. His hands are already used to the feeling of empty. Instead, he raises his little twig arms and hugs his ghost. It is a silent embrace. Ooh, okay. Here's another. I apologize in advance because it's rather sacrilegious. It's called Mary. I know her, this Jewish girl. terrified to admit the seed growing in her belly, to tell who planted it, to talk about the thing nobody talks about. Sin is a heavy weight. We suffocate, they pontificate over and over about the purity of their women. Children swallow heaps of lead. Swimming is unsafe in these parts. Drowning too easy, dying too hard. Girls with secrets spilling beneath their sheets. Babies form, babies born. Girl frightened, trembling, transfixed by the sight of her plight. Pride in her poem she has created. Like God, she blows life into man. Man blows life into... There will be no shame in you, my child. Whispers born through thousands of years. There was no sin in this planting. She seals her lips and writes our fate. A mother's cross to bear. A nation's cloak to wear. Freedom can be found in the strangest of corners, in the taintest of hearts, in the strength of the lies of a desperate Jewish girl. A mother's cross to bear, a child's death prepared. And one more experimental poem. This one is based on the biblical figure of Amnon, who infamously raped his sister, both children of King David in the Bible. Don't look at me that way, God. I didn't ask you to make me this way. I didn't ask you to make me. You play God with our souls and I stole because you roll every die. And God, why did you make me this way? You spin and they land and my hands reached for the one you forbade, but you made me and swayed me. She bade me, I laid, we unbraided our locks. I despise her. Oh, why, for the love of yourself, did you paint her with gold when beneath her own soul is as black as this hole? What whore would remain with a brother, a mother? Oh, God, cast me out, cast her out, get her out of my sight, get her out of my head, of my bed. If she bled, I don't get it. Don't get, please, forget it. Oh, God. I will sleep with my sword and his eye and her cry. Cast your die. That's all for tonight. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that was worth the wait. Where can people find more of you on the internet, if that's what they're inclined to do?
Basically nowhere. I'll put my name in the chat. I'm basically off all social media. I've got a Facebook page that I don't touch, and I have a few things on YouTube, and that's about it.
All right. You have more self-control than I do, and that's to be commended. So thank you very much for joining us. Hope you join us again soon. All right. So we're going to switch things up now. We're bringing it back to El Paso, the El Paso Horizon City, to be granular about things, but we're also switching it up with a little music. We're going to have a little set from the world travel, the world touring. I remember her London residency a couple of years ago. We're taking it to Lara Lynette. Lara, when you're ready.
Unmute. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Kit. Hi, Richie. Wow, that was powerful. Thank you. Holy smokes. Okay. First, a confession. I'm a little tipsy. It's my honey's birthday. Cheers. I want to raise a glass to Robin Schofield because her birthday is tomorrow. Woo! Happy birthday, Robin. Okay. So, this is a waltz. I wrote this shortly after 9/11, and it had a verse about that tragedy that happened. but then I kind of reconfigured it, and it's about just standing up and counting on things coming around. It's called Count on It Coming Around. Yeah. Over the course of the decades past, I've had it so good, and I've had it real bad. I've known my share of life's ups and its downs. I've been deep in love, and I've been played like a clown. But I never shied away, stood my ground, kept getting up, and always counted on it coming around. Don't shy away, stand your ground, keep getting up, and always count on it coming around. I wondered if I would ever survive the river of tears that had me drowning alive. I said I won't let you walking out on us be my demise, shatter my vision of trust. I won't shy away, stand my ground, keep getting up, and always count on it coming around. Don't shy away, stand your ground, keep getting up, and always count on it coming around. When love's chips start to fall, just pick 'em up and be sure to stand tall. You may feel no hope can be found, but no, you don't have to take a thing lying down. No, don't shy away, stand your ground, keep getting up, and always count on it coming around. Don't shy away, stand your ground, keep getting up, and always count on it coming around, around and around. Don't you shy away. Ooh, don't shy away, stand your ground, keep getting up, and always count on it coming around, round and around. Oh. Count on it coming around. Thank y'all. So this next one is about my younger self, my younger crazy self. I'm still crazy, but yeah. This is called Paso Memory. She was only 17, had just begun to reel. She had pockets full of holes, her soul was full of feelings. Yeah, well now her time was going slow, and her spirits hit the ceilings. She turned up the radio, and then commenced dreaming. Yeah. outside whizzed on, and cars screamed up to lights, but her world within had plans and stars, and windows made it bright, yeah, so bright. Well, now her spirit soon she found could stand no more confinement. Up on coast she traveled around, seeking more excitement. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And in the life she saw. I hate it when that happens. Back in her room was often she'd sit crying until the morning Well, now her daddy's little girl grew up too fast or something, for her head would start to whirl, wondering what was coming. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and in the light she saw and encountered revelations, painted lavender and blue over the Arizona deserts. Over the desert, oh, she'll be staying up, you know. You can't stay that high forever, forever. Oh, and she tries real hard, 'cause even when it's down, she's still saying never, 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 never give up. No, 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 no. Although the scenes sometimes are rough, she always made it through them, either hitching through the dust or proving her intentions were the best intentions. Oh, it's all there so clear, running paths in my memories, in my memory. Oh, yeah, we both were there, and all the time she was inside of me, inside of me. If you'd like to hear the complete version of that, you can go check out my YouTube page or Spotify. It's called Paso Memory. Thank y'all. Thank you, Richie. Kit. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. It's nice to see everybody. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Thank you, Lara. We're definitely the ones profiting from this, so thank you so much
I appreciate
for
it.
playing for us. Yeah. It's Lara Lynette. We put the link into YouTube. Check her music out. It's good stuff. And she gave a birthday shout out to our next performer, which is helpful because that helps me segue to our next reader. So she does have a birthday tomorrow. So how old is she turning? Don't ask questions. Don't be rude. It's not the kind of thing that we talk about. But she's the previous winner of the Southwest Book Award for her 2018 collection Flow. and has been in the Paris Review before. I never get tired of saying that. And there's her latest collection, Ridge of High Pressure, is available now from Mouthfeel Press, wherever it is you get your books. So everyone please welcome Robin Schofield to our stage. Robin, when you're ready.
Thank you, Kit. Thank you, everybody, for being here on a Monday or whatever day it is when you're listening in the future. Happy Monday. Yeah, I don't mind telling people how old I am. I'm kind of proud of it. I'm 67 tomorrow. So I would say, just from a personal point of view, the shooting kind of spoiled my 60th birthday. It was rather a somber occasion. Anyway, let's see. I'm gonna read some sonnets tonight. It's hard to go after Lara Lynette, so sonnet means a little song. These are modern sonnets, but anyway. This one is called Lines Written After I Catch the COVID Variant Going Around London, after Eduardo C. Corral. All waves retreat toward joy. Joy is an onyx stone whirled inside a volcano. We have yet to measure traces of joy like a photon. Joy departs as noisily as a coyote in heat. It's illegal to puff on joy out in the open. In my skull, joy opens the crown chakra. Flightless owls burrow into joy, building nests. I throw a pinch of rock salt over joy. In some languages, joy is a verb. Bull's horns bruise the blue sky of joy. Like the moon, joy will keep her distance from you. Joy poses for her portrait, still as a mirror. In the dark, joy climbs a tree and waits by the watering hole. Above the floor of joy, my arteries inch toward the dirt. And then this one is a double sonnet, and I should say that it's after Monet's Water Lilies by Robert Hayden, whom you might know from the poem Those Winter Sundays, but he also has a lot of political poetry. I call this Weighing the Fruits. The news from Minneapolis and Iran pollutes the air like burning refineries. I come again to a place I don't love, the grocery store, where I can't get enough of what I need. It isn't for sale. The bright letters on the Mylar balloons spell out those cheap sentiments that are what passes for love in times of war. Under fluorescent lights, I can't live, outraged and angry, yet numb all the time, while I try to decide between apples and tangerines, or whether the mangoes are way too green, while the right-wingers continue to trample on our Bill of Rights. In the store, I can't tell what's ripe or right, whether I'm wounded or not yet. I watch the news on various devices. When I slide my debit card into the slot, I will enter my secret code for fruit, for milk, yogurt, pet food, and cereal. Coffee doubled in price with tariffs now and climate breakdown added in. I weigh the beautiful blushing mangoes from eternal summers in Mexico. When I put my hopes and fears on the scale, fruitless, they don't move the needle at all. I place the tangerines to weigh the joy of the world each of us has lost. Okay, and this one, I revised it. It's a fairly new poem from a notebook from last year, and I dug it out of the notebook recently. And so I revised it this afternoon, and it turned into 3 sonnets. I thought it was going to be in quatrains. These things happen. We'll see. Chaos sowing at the end of the world. 1. I scatter seeds. Desert marigold, blanket flower, globe mallow, Greg's blue mist, Hooker's primrose. Though I fear the end of the world. I scatter seeds and fear only a remnant will survive the apocalypse. Tiny green bees, native pollinators, how they shine in the ending light. I scatter seeds and have coffee on the porch. I see the hawks return, the hummingbirds depart. I divine the cabal of grackle and cat. The old mulberry tree dies of drought. I scatter seeds as heat rises and glaciers melt. 2. I scatter seeds while life is savage. You could ask the jackrabbit, but she's too busy fleeing a coyote. Her world ends soon enough. I scatter seeds and think of how some people want the rapture to come. I think of how Marx and Christianity each invoke the end times. I scatter seeds and wonder where they will end up in the dry river. I listen quietly to the flow, an underground channel alive with the hidden silvery minnows. A remnant somehow survives. I scatter seeds as the air and ground become a tomb in winter's chill. The end and the beginning, creation and destruction circling around. I scatter seeds as late golden butterflies zero in on the rosy bougainvillea, the sulfur cosmos and the sunflower, their patterns swirling like the galaxy. Their cosmos will end soon as the coming freeze when their one season ends. I scatter seeds ready for rebirth in the spring, but the world's forests are on fire, the rapture of disaster coming clean. All right, now my cover poem is a double sonnet by a British poet named Angela Leighton, or Leighton, who knows how the British pronounce things. Maybe Leighton, maybe rhymes with 8. So it's called Phoenician. Unwise, wondering children play for their lives. They build and spoil, raise and raise, sand grain castles to edge the shore, an advancing standstill. Nothing of them will remain to meet the new day. We who are old gaze seawards where black sails make movable A's on the horizon, calling a name. Alpha, Aleph, and Oxhead, letters that spell our dimly literate past in a Phoenician place. But all I remember's a mask, its grimace or smile like an old man's wrinkled face, ironic, set in the crazed rictus of a grin at something hidden. Hard to relate if they burn their children alive, all smiling, smiling in mass to pleasure a God who does not see their terror or hear their cries, but accept the sacrifice, the life's soft parts disguised by that hard laughter baked to last. We dream and stare, drowsy, late historians, wise after our years. In the day's museum, such gleeful trophies wink, keepsakes, you'd think, each terracotta twice fired to save its face. These Tophet memorials haunt within our walls, sardonic casts recording no name or age, a comic strip we cannot conceive or face, outfacing us. Their alphabet is ours. Collateral. Think, a smokescreen. Are we blind by half? The drones we make explode elsewhere in fires. So many children, their lives. Earthenware survives, and these mad masks is theirs. Listen, the last laugh. Angela Layton, Venetian. And I found that in The Guardian. An amazing and now the woman who did the poetry at The Guardian has passed away. Too bad. May she rest in peace. All right, back to you, Kit.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Robin, for that reading and for your own work. So, for our next performer is it's from El Paso in the El Paso region, but she is currently globetrotting all across, and she's in Montauk right now in the Hamptons in the heart of enemy country. But we're real happy to get to see her, read again. She was hard at work doing her MFA, and she's finally free of that for now. Uh, Real happy. I think her first time on the online mic. Please welcome Candace to the stage. Candace, when you're ready.
All right. Thanks, Kit. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I managed to get myself a day off today, and first thing I wanted to do was sign up for an open mic. Wanted to read, write, hear some poetry. So I'm really grateful for this space. Um, so yeah, I'm located right now in Montauk, New York, and part of my thesis project was about this very um, complex area that I've spent a good portion of my summers at. So I'll be reading a couple of pieces that are inspired by Montauk, and this one is called Montauk. That's all it was, a stupid chance. Off with the islanders, the seasoners, the J1 visa holders, the yacht owners, the fascists, the immigrants, the proletariats. This place is a strange place. Pink and luminous, crisp and salty, white, black, and scarlet oak lined the old Montauk Highway. The dead and downed washed up on shore. I picked up a piece of sea glass, softened from the currents, and caught the whole sunset inside its roughly polished edges. Who knows how far this piece has traveled? I had some conversations with the salt. I buried those conversations in the beach. I did the same with my secrets. The sea flows. It is ballsy and full of rage. It gives abundantly. The sea ebbs. It leaves only attachment. The shorelines run deep. One night, the ocean called me to it. She scolded me for being so weak, pathetic and polluted on the Atlantic coast. I wanted to disappear into something more, something whole, a tragedy, a crime scene, a plea for what was lost or what was made up. I wanted to be with the trees, where there was green, 2,304 miles away from the border ghetto. My friend once said 90% of El Paso is ghetto. It is true. Militarized, impoverished, oppressed, targeted, persecuted, constrained, exiled. Montauk is also a sort of ghetto. But there are no soldiers here in their white trucks. We asked the soldiers back home the same question. How did someone like you end up in a place like this? by stupid chance. The sun set still in the sea glass. It stayed in my pocket for another day. When I felt like running away, the shorelines ran farther, deep, deeper, deep as I've been, deep as I've come. And my next poem from the same collection, this one's called Tourist Trap. Really quickly, another reason why I really thought I was never gonna come back here again. But by chance, it just happened. And I wanted to revise these poems. So this might be the last time I'll read it in this manner, but it's more than likely open for change. So, Tourist Trap. It's my third summer. 15-hour days, and we still make time for a sunset bonfire. Oceanside views and people for purchase. And you are a muse. Now it's sunrise, and those feelings have passed. Memory Motel, I'll be there behind the red gates. The doormen know me. The locals adore, hate, then ignore me. There's a special bag with me at all times. It's how we make friends. It's how I spent the last 2 years in this place, carried through for another. A lifeline, an anchor. No, you don't want to hear about that. Alcoholics and addicts. This is what we've become. This is what we can afford. Weeks pass and I've relapsed. It's all a trap to have me go back. My hoodie with its permanent reek of cigarettes and sweat. Please don't talk to me ever again, unless you know of an after, then I'm in. And my last piece, I'm really excited to announce that it will be published in the next issue of Wisache, which comes out in October. So please keep a lookout for that. Thanks again, Kit and Richie and everyone at BWOMS, everyone here for giving me a space to express this super important art. That's literature, poetry. This one's called The Lake after Sylvia Plath. My body came to, walking in the middle of the woods, wearing the same hoodie. The last place, it was the Memory Motel. Now I get the joke. Back at another bar back home, this happened before. Hours vanished into darkness and into the woods, without a place to go after it slips. My body came to, walking in the middle of the woods. A house with the lights turned on. Senseless, my body went towards it. Hit a fence, ambitions smashed. Climbed the fence, and it too dropped me from a terrible altitude. My body found safety inside a car. It didn't have the space to answer. What happened to me? I am myself. That is not enough. The night was still dark, and I, myself, was able to rest. There was a girl staring at me, asking to get out. Surely I did not know her. Imagined it was all not real. The taxi driver walked me to my single-room apartment. I dreamt I was someone else entirely, someone better. Still cold from the night before, I opened my laptop to locate my phone. It was on East Lake Road, the other side of town, miles away from the motel. I imagined what happened to me, how I got there. Senseless, my body knew at just a few meters from the lake, the woods are safe. There in an open field was my purse filled with all of my things. I imagined who might have found it. I imagined that in this world I was actually a ghost, shadowing the lake, eating the town's flesh entirely. Having eaten my ration, I would make it into the light. Only a few weeks ago, a woman died here. Local designer, woman found dead in yacht, 33. Surely, they wouldn't mention my name. It seems that is the impossibility. That being free, what would the dark do without the flesh of young women to eat? What would the light be without, without women like me? And that's it for me, guys. Thanks again to BWOMS. I I'm grateful to have this awesome space and to be part of this awesome group. I am in hiatus right now, but I am excited to come back and do writers' nights again, where we do writing workshops and we share poetry. And it's just a really awesome, healing, powerful, amazing space. And I'm so excited to start that up again. It's 11:46 where I'm at. So it's almost Robin's birthday. So happy birthday, Robin. And happy birthday to Lara Lynette's partner. And yeah, thank you guys again.
All right. Thank you so much, Candace. Yes, Candace was a big part in making our Writers' Night what it became. We're going to have it back on August 12th with Lee Martinez Soto and Amber. I am blanking on Amber's last name, but she's a lovely person. Co-leading something. Hopefully we'll have it back in ship. Hopefully we'll have it back in ship shape by the time you're back. So our next performer, someone who's been to El Paso before on tour. I believe I have an autographed copy of Lovely and Suffering somewhere behind me. But she has a new book coming out, Because the Sun Would Not Move, available wherever books are sold, and she might be coming to a city near you. So we're all very happy to welcome once again to our stage Stacy Dyson. Stacy, when you're ready.
Thank you, Kit. It's been a minute. Hopefully I'll make it, down to El Paso in the next 6 months or so. So one piece from my new collection, Because the Sun Would Not Move, and a piece from a collection that I'm busy working on now called Jesus and Ice Cream. The tears don't help you work. They blur the screen, leave you trying to scrub wet salt and horror off your hands. Recreate, reinvent the memory of every other pain you've tried to write away. Your voice gets hoarse. Your instrument becomes your torment because you can't cry. It strangles the syllables. You can't breathe shallow. You need the air in your passages to tell the truth. And anyway, what good does it do? Your sisters still get shot for going about their lives for no good reason. Going about their lives. I am tired of writing poems mourning Black women who were just minding their own damned business. You read the reports and your eyes begin to burn. And there is no use in crying. Crying doesn't stop bullets. Crying doesn't stop insanity. Crying doesn't stop the threat of being murdered for playing games with children, smoking a cigarette, boiling water, sleeping. But you have to know. You have to read the reports and watch the videos and suffer. You have to feel like the weight of 1,000 years is never going to be off your shoulders because their names are meant to be said at least once in celebration of their lives, just once in celebration of their lives, not as martyr or icon or the reason for a revolution, just spoken of as person, as people. As women just trying to make a way, make it through, live as person, live without the threat of becoming the focus of a movement, but your eyes burn. And you rebuke yourself, run to your pen, try and make it right the only way you know how. Try to make it right the only way left to you. Try to not tremble while you write the piece. Sing the piece. Your eyes are burning, but you can't cry. Don't cry. Not where anyone can see you. Remind yourself this has happened before. You know the drill. Why are you surprised? Remind yourself this has happened before. You can't give up. You can't give up the right to be surprised and hurt and desperate. So hurt. So exhausted. So desperate. Because someone has to sing all their song. Someone has to mix the pain, anger, salt sweat streaming, utter betrayal produced by this country into ink that breathes firestorms. Because the tears alone, the tears don't help you do the work. And then, excuse me, the second piece is, as I say, from a book I haven't finished writing yet. When I was a little tiny girl falling and scraping my knees, getting cinder dust in my eye, too stupid to stay away from barbecue fires and camping flames. Whenever I was busy being childishly ignorant and got hurt, my mother would frown. Daddy would scold a little, but my Grandma always pulled me to one side, wiped my face, gave me a spoon of chocolate mint or butter pecan or striped vanilla. That was my favorite. Made me say a little small prayer over it first. Remember, girl, all you ever need is Jesus and ice cream. What one doesn't fix, the other will. Gram's been gone for decades. I still hear her sometimes. Been hearing her a lot the older I get. Life has been difficult for the world, for other people, for me. What we thought were certainties barely exist as ghosts of thought right now, dying or breathing in pain. There is so much pain. Gasping for just a little small breath of something, anything, to keep them alive. I can't sing anymore. Some disagreement between my lungs and vocal cords. The sound is cracked, only fluted between my lips if I'm sotto voce. It's not like before. No one would pay to hear me now. I cannot walk right. The infection from the flood in Baton Rouge crept inward and ate away at any grace I had. Bending the knee is no fancy descriptor of protest. It is a fervent wish. When I gave away probably 10 years ago. One eye works perfectly. The other is scarred inside. Surgery would help, maybe, but not really change anything. I think I regret most my hands. I used to have the most beautiful hands. And now the fingers swell, ache if I type too long. Working with pen and ink has become a very bad joke. My doctor says I have a heart murmur, a nice enough woman, but a born liar. Because my heart has never murmured in all my life. It shouts, defies, works, and loves to the point of joy and exhaustion. It has never known how to be quiet. I am a Black woman in a country that is busily trying to kill my culture, crush my history, murder my hopes. They have been searching for centuries to find a way to break my back, my faith, my heart. Only my heart has succumbed. Never completely, and never for long. The one thing that has no blemish, no mark, no chance of being quenched is my anger. That is bright and shiny new every moment, every hour, every second, living under this present evil. I may forgive, but I never forget. I may seem to sleep in shadow sometimes, but I am only biding my time and planning, not hiding away. This life, this world has never hurt so much that I cannot heal myself and anyone smart enough to believe in me. So keep all your nostrums and patents and pills. Keep your easy cures and quick fixes. Keep my name out of your mouth. I have brains and faith. I have warrior's blood and a heart that will never be done for. I got Jesus and ice cream. And Grandma knew. Grandma always knew what would bring me through all to the other side. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate the time.
Wow. Thank you, Stacy, for sharing so much of yourself. All right. Sorry. There we go. Hopefully, you can make it down to El Paso for your tour. We'll make room for you, whatever venues we have that month. All right, so we're bringing it back to El Paso. This online YouTube mic is a very cool point of exchange. As you just saw, it lets people from all over the country, like Stacy, like Mike Sindler, like Doc, come to us. But it's also a place that faces out, a place where local folks can beam out to the world. And so, really excited because this is a chance to do that. Because this is a fellow who's been coming to our live mics for more than a year now. He's been making some really interesting stuff every time he shows up. He's an etymologist by day, and that sort of close study of nature lends itself to poetry, doesn't it now? So, really excited to have John Deitch come to the stage. John, when you're ready.
Hey everyone. Yes, as an entomologist, a lot of my poems end up being about insects. That's not what I have today, though my first piece does sort of briefly involve an arthropod of sorts. But yeah, I have two today, both newer ones. Just sort of want to see how they feel out loud, instead of just being on the page, sitting there as words. Yes, newer shit. So this first one is inspired by the desert southwest or a little bit west of El Paso here in southeastern New Mexico. So this one's called Residuals at Potrillo Volcanic Field. The sun-bleached millipede husk from basalt offset. Those footsteps, how long ago? Till grains of dust, how long yet? Was not my boot placed careless, my gaze elsewhere? To migrant bunting on Choya, there on the crater's edge where lava tossed aside, wears bones older, younger than mine. A strange tongue we learn, this taxonomy, types of violence, scales of time, spatter cones, scattered stones, electrolyte packs, one green raincoat, monitos. All right, so next up is sort of a three-part one that I've been working on. I'm not really sure if it sort of makes any sense yet, but we'll see. So this one is called The Question of Evil. That's just the working title. Part one is called Scattering. They travel a vast, brief distance, pulsed by one of the universe's hearts, finding resistance at the periphery of Earth, divided into hues by calculations intrinsically, defined by entropy, frequency, velocity. The fates assigned to each their place, to the day sky, the blue of glacial waters given, to twilight, embers of the fallen and the risen, to the human eye, slightly embedded in the skull, and therefore to the soul. It perceives, constructs meaning, and over time believes this twice daily proof of our importance. Part 2, metastasis. They travel to the confines of the eukaryotic, messengers necrotic and prophetic, find deliverance at the meeting of the cell and of the rest, becoming tradesmen, diviners, plagues, each as they were made by the breakage of code. Codons directed to new ends, introns and exons equally cared for and loved, until the threshing floor. Wheat and chaff transcripted to the historian of slaughter, whose eye, aided as if microscopic, chronicles indifferent machinery, translates apathetic chemistry, this manifestation of our inconsequence. Part 3, anecdote. A not-so-old man rocking in a chair on the veranda. Hand-carved runners, a metronome for the acquiescent day star. Andante. The long shifted sky framed by dogwood crowns, Kogan grass, resin wells like tears on pine bark. Well-wishers and kind words done for the day, cards and keepsakes stowed away. Allegro now, the lowering beacon, while the last companion offers what he has, a steadfast thumping tail, polyrhythmic to the chair, makes one think of jazz. All right, so those are my 2 pieces, and then I just have sort of a brief little thing that I wrote, sort of just being angry about seeing AI on my feed all the time. This doesn't have a title. I don't know if it's long enough for a title, but sort of as my closing. Couplets of negations, the adverb trailing, syntax eroded from overuse, your flaccid trinities have no soul, your prose abstracted to rectangular nothing, war crimes and genocides classified as quiet, quietly. Fuck you. Use your own words. All right. Thank you all. And probably next time I'll be back to, writing little poems about bugs and stuff. Thanks for listening.
Well, that's not a requirement. You go wherever the muse takes you. We're not going to put you in a little box. We're not going to pin you to the wall, as some people in your field do. Yes, John Deitch, thank you so much for joining us. And we're going to take it international for our next performer, and we're going to go dip back into music. He's been coming for a long time. If you're really dedicated, you can scroll all the way down and find him in the second one of these shows we ever did. So, real happy to have Luis Camberos come to the stage. Luis, are you ready?
Hey, you ready, kid?
Awesome,
Ooh.
awesome.
Actually, wait, hold on, I'm not. Sorry, now I am. I'm gonna play 2 songs, one by Nick Drake and one by Elliott Smith. Saturday sun came early one morning in a sky so clear and blue. Saturday sun, it came without warning, so no one knew what to do. Saturday sun brought people and places that didn't see much in their day. But when I really too good in their way. In their way, in their way. Saturday sun won't come and see me today. I think about stories with reason and rhyme, circling through your brain. I think about people in their season and time, returning again and again and again and again. Saturday sun has turned to Sunday's rain. So Sunday's sad and a Saturday sun, and wept for a day gone by. I'm in love with the world through the eyes of a girl who's still around the morning after. We broke up a month ago, and I grew up. I didn't know I'd be around the morning after. It's always been wait and see, a happy day, and then you pay. You feel like shit the morning after. But now I feel changed around, and instead of falling down, I'm standing up the morning after. Situations get fucked up, turned around sooner or later. I can be another fool or an exception to the rule. You tell me the morning after. Crooked spin can't come to rest. I'm damaged, bad at best. She'll decide what she wants. I'll probably be the last to know. No one says until it shows. See how it is. They want you or they don't. Say yes, I'm in love with the world through the eyes of a girl who's still around the morning after. Thank you, everyone. My name is Luis Camberos. I have a new release called Everywhere You Go. It's on all streaming platforms, Spotify, what other crap was it? Deezer? I don't even know who uses that. But but I have a new release coming also next week. But hey, man, thanks Kit for hosting, and thank you Richie for always being there. Have a good night, everyone.
All right, thank you, Luis. Thank you for teaching me about Deezer, because I had never heard of that either. Luis Camberos, support him on any platform you find him on. Great stuff. Great stuff. Oh, me and Richie doing the old special where we fight over the spotlight. It's not usually from this perspective. But we still got a few more performers to go. It's been a very lively mic, been a very great mic. And we have some old regulars, and real happy to see this next performer again. In the early days of the open mic, he was one of our first regulars from out of town, and we came to the catchphrase eventually, class is in session. So everyone please welcome El Profe Tezo to the stage.
Hey there, it's good. Share a screen if it's okay.
Yeah, hang on, let me, because they moved around buttons. There you go, all participants.
All right, I'm going to be sharing from Huesca Chane, The Stranger. And it's I'm going to be doing a little bit of chapter 2. This is titled The Linguistic Pope. By the time Santiago entered the faculty colloquium, the ancestors had already been thanked twice, once by the department chair who acknowledged the Tavian, Tongva, and the Chumash people before reminding everybody that parking permits would not be validated. Once by the speaker who thanked the grandmothers whose breath had crossed conquest, migration, shame, and silence so that the language might stand before them again. Santiago took the last seat against the wall. On the screen behind Professor Adriana Ibarra appeared a photograph of 6 young people in embroidered shirts standing beside a nopal field. Beneath them in white letters, the slide read, "Language reclamation as performative return." Santiago removed his glasses, cleaned them with the corner of his shirt, and put them back on. It was the last Wednesday of the semester. The room smelled of coffee, dry marker, and the pizza someone had ordered because attendance improved when theory came with melted cheese. Graduate students lined the side wall. A few had notebooks open. Most had laptops angled towards themselves and conference programs waiting beneath their hands. Ibarra spoke about recovery, a greeting learned in adulthood, a naming ceremony reconstructed from fragments, a word coined because conquest had interrupted the need for it, a body practicing what inheritance had been prevented from delivering. Identity is not a fossil, she said. It becomes legible through practice. Santiago looked at the slide again. Performative return. Butler with copal. He wrote the phrase in the margin of the handout and boxed it. Ibarra showed a second slide containing 3 modern Nahuatl terms used by language reclamation collectives. One had been built from a documented root and a productive suffix. Another had entered circulation through online courses. The third appeared first in a grant-funded curriculum and was now being described by its users as ancestral. That was where Santiago stopped listening politely. He raised one finger, saw him, and continued speaking for another 30 seconds, the academic equivalent of passing a church without looking toward the cemetery. Yes, Santiago, excuse me. In the third form, he said, what is your earliest attestation? This is not a philology paper. I understand that from the title. Several students lower their eyes. Ibarra smiled without warmth. The form is used by the community whose work I am describing. That was not my question. It is the form they use. That still is not an attestation. He waited. Ibarra clicked backwards to the slide. The term emerged through workshops conducted between 2018 and 2021. So it is about 4 years old. It's alive. Those are not synonyms. A chair creaked near the door. Ibarra folded her hands. What would you have when the colonial archive does not preserve the word they need? Coin it. The answer surprised the room. Then Santiago continued. Coin it honestly, date it, name the people who made it, explain its formation. Do not wash a workshop term in antiquity and sell it back as inheritance. You think communities require your permission to create language? I think scholars require evidence before calling creation recovery. A graduate student near the window shifted in his seat. He wore a black linen shirt with a red embroidered collar and had introduced himself earlier in the semester with a Nahuatl name Santiago had never heard him use twice the same way. Maybe the distinction matters more to you than it does to speakers, the student said. Santiago turned toward him. The distinction between making something and finding it? The distinction between authentic and inauthentic? No, that distinction matters most to the people for fun, authenticity. The student's face reddened. Ibarra stepped in. Language reclamation is not a qualifying examination. Apparently, it is a costume department. The room went still. There it was, the little recoil he had learned to expect. Not outrage, exactly calculation. People deciding whether replying would make them look principled or merely wounded. I can stop there.
All right. Say again what your latest project is.
I have a whole bunch. I have my writing bucket list behind me. This one is Huescachane, the stranger. And we'll see. I think you've heard some of the other ones, other chapters from other books I've been working on.
All right.
It is live on Amazon right now. The Right to Narrate. It's my Chicano Craft Manifesto book. And if you like my work, you can support me that way. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Tezo. Great to see you again. All right. Let's check what the YouTube comments have to say. Got a lot of love for Luis's set from Melina and Ana Vasquez. We had Dr. Extra Large ask Lara Lynette if she could play Wonderwall. And it was your turn with the internet's only joke, huh? Well, be sure to turn it back in when you're done with it. And then Run DAZ, also about Lara. Nice guitar playing. That's true. I like your Seahawks, Abby. World champs. Enjoy it while it lasts. But we're coming to a person in a certain station, and that means that we have a certain expectation that he's going to first pepper us with a barrage of puns, and then there will be some poetry once that is done. New rhymes are okay, right? That's good enough. Okay, well, you know him well. He's as strong as steel and as useful as plastic. He's the one and only Ed Poetastic.
Thank you, our wonderful host I love the most, that deserves a toast, that goes coast to coast. Hello, everyone. My name is Ed Potastic. Hope everyone feeling fantastic. Please give me the time so you can join my rhyme for all you feel sublime. Thank you so much for giving the time. I want to thank our wonderful host and our second host, Richie. Thank you so much for last time. But anyway, my name is Ed Potastic, host of Fantastic. I'm sorry, I have 15 jokes and 3 poems. You ready, Kit?
All right, let's go.
That's the spirit. How does Luke Skywalker get through the forest?
How does Luke Skywalker get through the forest? Oh, I'm not sure. How does he get through the forest?
Ewoks.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, why shouldn't you give Elsa a balloon?
Why shouldn't you give Elsa a balloon? And to be clear, this is the lady from Frozen.
Yes,
Okay. Well, why shouldn't you give Elsa a balloon?
because she'll let it go.
I think. Goodness.
Who's the funniest Disney princess?
Who is the funniest Disney princess? I don't know how you could adjudicate such a thing. Who is the funniest Disney princess?
Rapunzel.
Ah, because the hair.
Oh, you can love this one. What do you see when you watch Lion King closely?
I don't know. What do you see when you watch The Lion King closely?
You'll notice you'll notice lots of symbolism.
Symbolism. I see.
Which Disney princess would make the best judge?
Which Disney princess would make the best judge?
Yes.
Well, I can't think offhand of any of them having a strong interest in the law. Which one would make the best judge?
Snow White, because she's the fairest one of all.
Ah, that's true.
What kind of car does Luke Skywalker drive?
What kind of car does Luke Skywalker drive? I don't know. What does he drive?
A Toyota.
You'll pay for that one.
Why does Alice ask so many questions?
Why does Alice ask so many questions? Cause shit is weird, man. You read that book?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, why does Alice ask so many questions in your estimation?
Because she's in Wonderland.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shit's weird.
What do you call a droid that likes taking the scenic route?
A droid that likes taking the scenic route.
Yep.
I don't know. What would you call a droid like that?
R2 Detour. How does Dark Vader greet visitors to Disneyland?
I don't know. How does our Darth Vader greet visitors to Disneyland?
Welcome to the park side.
I don't think they should have Darth Vader at the front of the park like that. I think that sends the wrong impression to people.
What does Pooh Bear call his girlfriend?
Good for him. I didn't know he. What does Pooh Bear call his girlfriend?
Honey.
Oh,
Honey?
is this a weird food thing? That doesn't sound healthy to me.
Why did Captain Hook cross the road?
I don't know. Why did Captain Hook cross the road?
To shop at the second-hand store.
Ouch. Ooh, ouch. Ooh.
What do you call Elsa when she locked herself in her room for years?
What do you call Elsa when she locks herself in her room?
Mm-hmm.
For years, you say.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would you call her then?
Isolated. Hmm. What happened the first time Mickey and Minnie saw each other?
Uh, I don't know. I wasn't there. What was it like when Mickey and Minnie first saw each other?
It was glove at first sight.
Because they got the little gloves. Yeah, there's a dark origin to that. I'll tell you in the after party.
I can't wait. That's why Aaron needs to tune in.
That's right.
What kind of car does Minnie drive?
I don't know. What kind of car does Minnie Mouse drive?
A minivan.
Well, naturally. Okay. That makes sense.
Last but not least, did you hear Mickey Mouse was arrested for identity theft?
I didn't know. That's shocking. Mickey Mouse arrested for identity theft.
Yes, he was charged with being goofy.
Oh, shit. But he's so much shorter, though.
Thank you.
Disastrous plan. All right. Thank you, Ed.
No, thank you, Kit. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything that you do. Remember that we love you and Richie too. All right. I got 3 poems. This poem is called Dog Eared. In a world where tails wag and whiskers play, we find joy in each of our own special way. Dogs chase squirrels wild and free, while cats lounge around carefree. We scratch away our pesky fleas to ease the burden of our misery. People blatantly avoid, but don't see. We are the cats and dogs in this poetry. I don't like stupid dogs or annoying cats. Okay, but you know what I say about that? We're all the same playing the game. We refuse to be lame and tame. Can I please go on without any issue? Are you sniffling? Do you need a tissue? Please embrace your unique animal. They're unpredictable, yet so reliable. We dig for treasures, both young and old. Cats curl in warm laps, feeling bold. We play and fetch with hearts full of cheer. Pounce on shadows with nothing to fear. With scratches behind ears and playful nips, life little pleasures or joyous trips. Let's wag our tails and stretch our paws, embrace our true selves without flaws. Whether a dog or a cat full of grace, together we frolic in this joyful space. Don't let your freedom go to waste. Freedom is great, but only if you embrace. Thank you. And my second one is called Birds of a Feather. Two birds of a feather don't always flock together. I'm not a zoologist, but this is my hypothesis. They're the same species, but they live different realities. They have the same colors, but they soar differently like no other. They have the same migration, but they travel to different destinations. They have the same eyes, but they come in different sizes. They have the same beak, but they have different techniques. They have the same food, but they have different moods. They have the same taste, but they have different wastes. They have the same squawk, but they have different walks. They have the same feet, but they have different beats. They have the same mating calls, but they have different falls. They have the same wings, but have different strings. They have the same mate, but they have different debates. They have the same cycles, they have different lifestyles. Don't be stuck in a category. Instead, create your own story. Ride the warming winds to another nest of friends. Let your feathers define you, but glide through a breakthrough. Keep eating the same old seed, or do you choose to proceed to succeed? Thank you. And my last one is called My Sweet Alley Cat. Where have you gone? I'm nesting in the black. What did I do wrong? Your pure was music. Your hair was velvet. Your collar was strict. Your warmth was my helmet. Here, kitty kitty, you walk with strife. You are so pretty. You are quite bright. You are so witty. Where are you now? I have bottles of milk. Your bright eyes glow. Your tongue was silk. I wait in the alley. Keep my spirit high. I miss you badly. I'm here on standby. The shadows are with me. I drink a cold beer. I'm a drunken tree. I'm missing gears. I fiddled with a bottle. I wanted to be you. My mind had a wobble. I'm the color blue. Here, my sweet cat. I still wait for you. I'm hanging like a bat. What am I going to do? Here, kitty. I'll wait here. The bottles are my company. Please come back, my dear. The agony of sweet ebony. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Ed. And where can the people find more of you?
Oh, you can find more of me while coming to this wonderful, stupendous, magnificent open mic that makes our Monday night light in the wonderful, fantastic spotlight. All right. But if you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook is 80 Foreman. And I'll be, don't worry, I'll be at a few open mics that makes everyone, I'm sorry, I'll be at open mics to spew my wonderful insight to every day or night. But never forget, you're more important than you ever know. Don't stop your glow and never stop your flow. If you don't know, now you know. I love this shoe. And remember, life is not a contest, so keep on doing your best.
All right. Important words. Thank you so much, Ed. Thank you for being a part of this. Well, we're winding down, and we only got one more person left on the list. There's only one way to close a show, even a show like this. Uh, so we now go to the bullpen, call the old right-hander, get Dan the man up. Dan, I like the shirt. Take it away.
Thanks, Kit. Appreciate that. Um, yes. Well, it's been 7 years to this fateful day. It was an unforgettable day. We thought peace was at bay, but then there was nothing to say. A tragedy struck. It was all blaze. It was all sad and lay. Well, even though we thought it never happened here, but it did. Now the city's in fear. Never forget that unforgettable 19th day in the the 8th month on the 3rd day. 7 years ago, the year 2019. 23 lives were lost that day. Well, technically 22 at the time, but then months later it confirmed 23. So, well, our hometown. Why our hometown? Never expect our town was gonna be fully down. Now that day, 23 down. I repeat, 23 down. Just like a stress call, like officer down. Yeah. But now, 7 years. Full day. Just like how we never forgotten Orlando a decade ago. Just like how we never forgotten Columbine 20, 27 years ago. Just like we've never forgotten 9/11 almost 25 years ago. God help us all. God help us all. Well, our Our faith can never go wrong. But as always, El Paso. Okay. All right. Hey, Kit. Looks like a healing's in sight. Let's go ahead and call it a night.
All right. Well, thank you, Dan. And Dan is right about how frightening that day was, but I prefer to think of us not as permanently cowed or in fear, because we were resilient. We came together. There were lines outside the blood bank. I remember that more clearly than anything else about that day. Is just the showings of care and communal life that happened as an immediate reaction before we even really knew what we were doing. But yes, from El Paso, the Paris of the Southwest, this has been another Barbed Wire Open Mic series, Stay at Home Open Mic, a very great one, another one in an unending chain of ones. So you're looking to catch us live this week. Tomorrow we will be at Brunette. That is the basement bar in the along the same bit of San Antonio that has Mona. It's in between Mona and Rosewood. Just there's a little door in between those two bars, and then you go down some stairs. It's a really cool setup. Same people have all three bars. It's a really cool setup. It's a really cool little place. And that is host emeritus Rob Nice hosting. He's been doing some great stuff for us this summer. And then no Storycraft this week, but August 10th, we'll be back here in front of our computers, and you will be too. And then that Tuesday we'll be at Mona, and then August 12th, the return of Writers' Night at Proof and Press. And I run something on the weekends called, on Saturdays, called Tumblewords. It's a generative writing workshop that's based around just the confrontation of the blank page. Everyone's equal before the blank page, as Donna Snyder always said. Gonna have a little summer rerun. I'm gonna do an old workshop about Frank O'Hara. Kit, are you trying to say that you screwed up the schedule and ran out of things before August 8th? Mind your business. I warned you about that. Don't go asking questions like that. You're rude. You got bad manners. But yes, I'll be doing an old workshop about Frank O'Hara this Saturday. August 15th, we'll have Carlos Fidel Espinosa. August 22nd, we'll have Chris Aziz. And August 29th, we'll have an exciting fresh young face. We'll have Kiwi, who you can find in our YouTube channel during doing a fresh cut set. So I think I've covered everything that we've got going on this upcoming weekend. Richie will come in and correct me if I haven't, and if I have gotten everything, he'll just end the mic. So thank you all very much. Peace.